Hey everyone, it is Megan Basnet here with CONA, and we want to show you how to make shirts using DTF transfers. Now, this came about because we needed a quick way to make some inexpensive t-shirts, and we wanted to bring it to you, which we're going to talk about more later, and some ideas about how to acquire things and the cost to make them. So first, I need everybody to know that this is my second time doing this ever. I've got my friend here, Jade, to show me how it's done, since she was the one who brought me in on this situation. She's going to instruct me so that you guys can see just how easy this is for any amateur to do. And let's just say, if I can do it. So, first, what do we do?
Alright, so first, the good thing about DTF prints is that you can use any texture or color t-shirts, where some vinyls limit you to what textures you can use, sublimation limited to the textures and colors. So this is the best option, I think. What the key is here is to get your temperature set to 325 with 20 seconds on your heat press. Each transfer will give you the temperature and time that you should probably use. I prefer this one. I feel more comfortable with a little extra seconds. So the first thing you're going to do is set this aside. Keep in mind that this plate is hot, which is why you have your heat-resistant handles. This slides a little forward. Be careful that you're using enough space, because it will fall forward if you don't. What I like to do is use the base of the heat press to align with your tag. If you don't have a tag on your shirt, you could put a piece of tape or marker and make sure the sides are even. For this press, we are doing a breast cover or a corner pocket cover. So you will be able to leave part of the bottom of your shirt hanging off. That's fine. If you are using a center, you would simply move it up a little further. So then you'll take this, you will get your image, which we have, I think, 3 and 4 inch over here. So this is the 3 inch.
And we're here making shirts for CONA today, which we'll talk about more later.
And then you have your Teflon page. So you'll pick where you would like it. I think that usually you want to go to about half of the underarm of your shirt. So this looks like a good spot. Cover it with your Teflon page and then move that back over. The Teflon page may stick to the top of your press. That is fine.
Push it back in.
Let go, yep.
Yeah.
And then push this in. We just want to make sure that the pressure is on the main part of the image. Then use the handle, press down, make sure you have good pressure, and hit the down arrow to start your timer.
Okay, so then while that's on, what are things you've run into that have gone wrong?
You definitely want to let the DTF transfers cool once you pull it off of your heat press, because it will get tacky if you don't allow it to cool and separate from the piece of plastic that's attached to your image. That was a really fast 20 seconds. Once your 20 seconds are over, you will turn your timer off, lift, see the press there, and we will allow this to cool.
So while that's cooling, because we do have more in store for you with this shirt, while that's cooling, I want to go ahead and talk about some of the reasons that this came about. So Jade introduced me to this idea when CONA itself was going through struggling times during the pandemic. We didn't have a lot of budget to make anything, revamp, do anything, and I kind of wanted to keep swagger and logos and stuff like that going and have fun with it. So I talked to her about it, and she's like, well, why don't you just make them yourself? I have a heat press. So I said, teach me this magic. I don't know what you're talking about. And it turns out you can buy these. I'm pretty sure this one came for about $120 on Amazon, which also came with
a cup press for coffee mugs and tumblers, a hat plate, so you can do the front of ball caps,
Woo!
And also a plate press if you wanted china or dining ware with your logo.
So we're actually going to have to figure out how to make that in the future, because that all sounds fun. So when it came to making our shirts, okay, so with that being $120, which some ideas to start out, keep in mind, were reaching out to a friend. You might have one. Just look out for those cheer moms, guys. They've got every crafting material you could ever need. But without asking the city office first if this would qualify for the mini grant, I am kind of curious, could there be some funding for the $120 used out of the mini grant? I'm sure Susie's going to appreciate me bringing this up on the internet, but I am thinking that might be something that works. So you can order your transfers. I got about 80 of them in the 3-inch for, I think it was about $35. I get all the clothing on either clearance or thrift shop, but if you want another like neighborhood collaborative event at your big kickoff meeting, you can have just the transfers and the heat press ready. Kind of low budget start out, might be able to get donations together. That would be about $150, but people could bring their own blank t-shirt. Now, some important do's and don'ts. You never, ever print anything for a neighborhood organization or anything else without the permission of that organization. Obviously, I asked CONA before making this video. They'll be reviewing it before it goes out. You only print on approved items. So obviously when people are coming, somebody from the association needs to be there to say whether that's something that they can put their logo on or not. Let's be fair about this, people. So with that, please keep in mind, this is my first video ever. So if you have questions or comments, please give me feedback. We'll know for the next video what we needed to include or not. So I was just really hoping that I could have something kind of like, so now we're going to talk about the fact that our shirt has cooled down. We are ready to take the label off, but the reason we are about to double press it after we take this label off, can I just peel? Is it so easy to just like, I'm like, do I want to?
It just peels right off.
Just peels right off. So the reason we are about to double press this, I'm going to show you the difference. So it will give it a more vibey, less shiny. This will wash for years. This is the same t-shirts you're buying. So we're gonna go ahead and double press it.
And this makes it have the more matte feel. If you like the shiny, it still is perfectly fine to leave with just one press. You do not have to double press.
So I'm gonna show you the difference between those because we have two examples. One, I'm also gonna have to ask permission from my friend because I did not prior, but my good friend is opening a children's bookstore outside of the Euclid St. Paul's neighborhood, and when she came up in her t-shirts, I was like, oh, I make those. So this will give you an example. Hers, I can tell, was not double pressed. I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to see it. The Story Garden, please visit, hopefully opening this summer, children's bookstore. Go ahead, look them up, follow them, that's great. You're gonna see the shininess of it. This is if you order them. This was ordered from a store. This was not made. This is what she received. So here's the difference. It's gonna look like a more matte color. If you double press it yourself, which will show you the CONA one as it came out, because this one, that's not why it's duller, but this one has been washed for about 30, 40 times. They wash perfectly. They're the same as any shirt. But you're gonna remove that kind of like sheen to it. So here we go. Here is our official final press shirt, more of a matte color. You know.
Made with 40 seconds and some cool time.
So I'm trying to think of any final tips or tricks. It's just what I'm wondering is I wish I could be wearing something like more sophisticated, like something that, I mean, we don't just want to like print on transfers, right? Like I've got a golf event to go to. Can I take this off? Oh, do you mean I can just put on my little sophisticated cardigan with my CONA logo on it? Because keep in mind, guys, we're talking any fabric, any texture. This is where I go straight into infomercial mode. Print it on my pocket. But I don't have any accessories.
Oh wait, there's more.
There's more. I can get these bags for like $1 each to print on with my logo. It's there, my bags. Well, I'm ready to go party, guys. I don't know about you. Again, please give us feedback, tips and tricks. First video, it'll get better from here. Thank you all for listening.